backwards. It's backwards.
What's backwards?
My headphones. Oh, these are crappy ones.
Yeah.
They don't fit on my head properly today.
That's tough. It's a tough world.
It's a wicked tough world.
It's such a tough world. We were just talking about how tough it is.
It's super tough. And I might cough a couple times today, but I will not cough my whole way through the show. I'm on the better side of that now.
That's fantastic.
I think. So I started to make a list, see what's on it. One line. I don't know what I was going to write there. So I'm just going to wing it today. I was too busy ranting and raving about.
We were talking about important things, I think.
Yeah. Oh, I do have to write, don't say like on my paper, though.
Okay. Don't say like. Or say it a few times now. Say it now. Like.
What is my problem?
We were brought up to say like.
No, I don't think I was.
And to like people.
Okay,
also.
if I had been around other teenage girls a lot, I understand why I would say like a lot.
Your sisters.
Right, but we were our own little bubble. We were homeschooled. We weren't around all the teeny boppers and people who said
but you
like, oh my God.
You learned like in high school.
I guess so.
Because you weren't homeschooled in high school.
No, I wasn't.
So
it
doesn't take long to learn.
Shouldn't my brain have been formed by then, sort of?
Nah. No, it was still plasticity filled. It was moldable.
Don't let me forget to try and bring my sister or Jen or somebody with us next week so we don't have to answer the phone.
I know.
Because we are going to have to do that push for new membership, which is awesome. But I just don't know if I can deal with answering the phone nonstop. And how can we do that? How can we do that when we're having our show?
We'd have to do like we used to do, where we pick it up and we kind of fuss around with the microphone and try to get everybody to like communicate.
Yeah, how are DJs who are solo DJs going to do that? How are they going to get the phone and run their show? I know. We're the only ones who have mostly a talk show. Everybody else is playing music, so they can answer the phone, right?
Right.
Figured it out.
Actually, there's other talk shows. There's like green talk shows where they talk about the color green.
Right, but aren't those pre-recorded so no one could call in? Probably.
No, I think there's some live stuff.
We have live ones?
We need to catch up on that. You should put the station on in the barn.
I don't think it comes in the barn.
Really?
Yeah, remember the station doesn't come in at my house for some weird reason, even though
your barn is higher than your house. So
the big barn?
Yeah, the big barn.
I'm not in the big barn very much. I'm mostly now in the sheep barn.
Because the sheeps are down.
It's sheep season. I go up and I do the horse chores really quickly.
I see.
And then I come back down and deal with all the sheep drama.
Yeah.
We forgot to introduce our show.
Go ahead.
And all that stuff. 11th Hour Radio. Broadcasting live from Royalton Community Radio, WFVRLP 95.6. Every Friday at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Kristina Stykos and Emily Howe.
Yeah. Great. Fantastic. I got this really stupid junk mail today because I stopped at the post office.
Oh, I was going to say, your mail comes out early?
Yeah. It
mail
was a stupid...
always comes in the afternoon. Like, somebody's mail must come in the morning, right?
The trucks have to get out. The cars. The Subarus. But I'm going to tell you, just this piece of junk mail had this plastic box that was glued to it. Is that weird?
Kinda.
What am I supposed to do with that?
Is it recyclable?
I don't know. I just stuffed it into the trash at the post office. I felt so irritated by it. I'm sure everybody got one.
Yeah, junk mail's getting much more intrusive.
I know.
Which is weird because I guess they have to. They're trying to up their game because everything is online now.
Yeah.
So the junk mail has to be more unique and interesting to people, I guess.
I think it's just as bad as it always was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just... yeah. Well, so... there's two kinds of people in the world. Remember, I used to say that. I used to say that.
You said that every show.
I did, and I forgot I used to say it.
Given up on talking about your two different kinds of people in the world.
But
they were two different kind every week.
Well, but excuse me, there really are two different kinds of people. There's the people that slow down for potholes, and there's people that speed up for potholes and frost heaves. And I bet you'd be surprised to know that I'm in the second category.
I'm not actually surprised. But I'm in a subcategory where I swerve wildly and randomly, like not in any particular. I'm not actually judging where the potholes are and turning my wheels. I just swerve and hope.
Yeah,
because it's too much effort to actually try to figure out how to steer around and miss them. So I just yank the wheel a whole bunch and assume that is more helpful than not.
Yeah, that's kind of similar to me, where I don't actually see potholes until it's too late. That's my problem. So I speed up almost intuitively, not knowing that I'm heading into a pothole, which is a strange kind of, I don't know, visceral response to potholes.
Well, you're just trying to get your car out of it faster.
Perhaps.
Do you apologize to your car? Because I do a lot.
I do. But I also have this attitude like, this is Vermont. It's bumpy here.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be bumpy.
Right.
It's not supposed to be flat and smooth.
Hey, in other countries, they've started paving their road with recycled plastics, and it's really working.
Yeah, I like that.
And they fill potholes with just melty hot plastic.
That's good. And sometimes solar, they light themselves because they're solar activated, so they glow at night.
Those solar ones are only in super rich countries.
I like that, like Norway or something.
The
Scandinavia.
Plastic ones are kind of all over the place, which is nice.
Belgium.
I just wonder, I know there's bad stuff in all the road materials. I mean, there's oils and things that are leaching
but
in.
aren't you going to miss the word? Like there's some words that I associate with the old days, like macadam.
It makes me think of nuts.
Macadamia.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, macadam. I'm going to miss that word macadam when it goes.
It might not go.
Might not.
I wonder, though, if the plastics are leaching bad stuff into the ground, too.
Oh, probably.
I mean, they're plastic.
But don't be such a sissy. Come on.
Sorry.
It's like biologically, we're supposedly becoming half plastic soon. So better get used to it.
Like Barbies. Will it get me bigger boobs if I become half plastic?
It could. I think it could if you wanted it to. So you'd have to go along with the whole, AI agenda.
Yeah, but you just said it was... Were we just talking about a bad boob job?
Yeah. Why? Why were we talking about that? We were talking about eyebrows and lips.
We were talking about
lips and
Courtney's
eyebrows.
microbladed eyebrows, and I was saying how I wanted my top lip tattooed bigger because I have an enormous bottom lip, like ridiculously large.
Yeah,
and then I have a thin top lip. It doesn't match. It's annoying.
But I said astutely that it's in today's fashion, the bottom lips are importanter.
I think the top lip is more
They're
important.
supposed to look pouty.
Well, I do that
if you're trying
very
to,
well. I constantly look pouty.
I think you've got it.
Now,
yes,
I don't want to look pouty. I don't want to look...
You want to look...
like a little petulant, bratty child.
What do you want your lips to express to the world?
Just largeness.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't like... I'm a little OCD, and I don't like them being not proportional to each other.
You feel askew.
But Courtney told me I couldn't get my top lip tattooed. She said they would have to inject gooey stuff in there instead, like silicone. And you said no, then it will be like a bad boob job. And I said, I don't think they're going to put chicken cutlets in my top lip or something.
I just feel like you don't have to be symmetrical. You're already symmetrical enough.
I feel like I could be more symmetrical.
That's not a goal.
A guy I went out on a few dates with a long time ago told me that my nostrils were not symmetrical. And I thought that was super rude, actually.
But we're all different on our two sides. What do you think?
Look at them. Are they so noticeably not symmetrical?
I'm not close enough to see. He must have been pretty close.
They're two gaping holes. I could fit quarters up them. You can see them.
Well, if you're, is one foot bigger than the other?
Maybe?
Yes, so probably one nostril's bigger than the other. It just makes sense. And your eyes, one is different.
Boobs are supposed to be slightly different sizes, too, although mine are just equally small.
Each nostril has its own personality, basically. Just like when you split the face in half and you just look at one eye, it says something completely different than the other eye. It's communicating something completely different about the essence of who you are.
I think my nose has probably been broken enough times by little babies throwing tantrums. You know how you hold them and they throw tantrums and then they bash their little heads into your nose at night?
Even happily, sometimes they sit on your lap and then they...
Yeah. I don't... Why do they need to do that?
It's part of
broken
joy.
My nose. Each of my children has broken my nose before.
Joy is dangerous. Sometimes
dangerous.
To be that joyful, sometimes it's dangerous.
I think they weren't joyful when it happens. I think they were having a tantrum.
I see.
Oh no, your
Our
thing is going to fall off.
I'm just getting a little tangled in the cables because I'm getting so excited about nostril size and stuff like that. But
have I been saying I haven't been checking? I didn't look at my thing.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm gonna put this little note up.
I think we should just jump into talking about fancy words. We got some fancy words this week too.
I saw online.
You snuck
a thing you were going to ask me to spell, and I meant to write it down so that I could surprise you and spell it right.
Well, I didn't. I couldn't even say it.
It just had a lot of E's in it, I think.
It did. It had 3 E's. Like in the first 4 letters, it had 3 E's, which is impossible. How could that
feel really stupid now that I didn't?
Well, it was Robert Resnick left a comment on something that I had posted. He said, "Oh, that's," and then the word is eleemosynary.
I was going to super cheat and spell it.
Well, you
properly.
didn't super cheat, so go ahead and try to spell.
No, I can't. It's just like ELEEMO something.
Well, you're close now. You're doing well.
Something Y.
Yeah. I mean, that's not how you're supposed to play the game, but I'll let you pass. Do you know what it means?
I didn't actually click and read all that part.
It's a confusing word. There's a lot of confusion around it. Here, do you want to hear the wrong usage of the word first?
Okay.
Let's get that embedded into your mind. Okay, so this is how you don't use the word, but of course this is from the Urban Dictionary, right? So it says, my friend who lived with me rent-free for a year and ate all my food was a total eleemosynary.
So it's not a noun?
No, it's not a noun. It's an adjective.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a cool...
I could tell that without even knowing what it means.
Yeah, I kind of like that use of it. And I kind of like the image of somebody living rent-free in your house and, eating all your food.
You like that image?
Well, it's just funny.
Haven't you had that happen to you before? It's not super fun.
Well, not in a long time.
Okay, well...
I mean, not in a long time.
There's always those people.
Who like to eat?
Who are moochy.
Who like to eat for free.
Yeah.
Who like to eat your food. Well, I actually have this policy in my house that if you come to my house, you can eat anything and as much of it as you want. I just have that thing.
That's
and
nice.
but if somebody was my roommate and they were eating all my food and I didn't like it, then I would think I would kick them out.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you can come to my house and eat.
Okay. Same at mine, too.
Anybody, if you're hungry,
if you dare,
come over.
Because, sometimes I don't check expiration dates as much as I should.
Yeah, I've had some bad experiences around that.
We have way too much stuff in our refrigerator, and it's poorly organized. So it's very wasteful space because stuff just gets shoved to the back. And we should... At one point, I had a policy that every Saturday, which is dump day, we go through the refrigerator and we take out the lefters and throw them away instead of just sort of shoving them to the back.
Yes.
But as my life has become way too busy to deal with that, and the other people in my life don't do that.
Yes.
You just have to be real careful about what you eat in my house.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying you can't have it. You can have whatever you want, but...
Right, but be careful.
But it's on
just
you.
Be careful.
Eat at your own risk.
Yeah.
Kind of situation there.
I found in my fridge, and my fridge is pretty good. I've been keeping,
yours is good.
I'm even better than I was. I'm keeping it great, but still something can slip by you. And I found in the drawer, and I even had a piece of newspaper on the bottom.
Like the crisper drawer?
Yeah, the crisper drawer.
Okay.
I found this bag of old celery, and the celery was completely brown goo.
Nasty. Here comes the train.
Okay, I'm going to open the door just for a minute because I really need this week.
Sorry, Todd. It's a weekly tradition.
Southbounder.
Ooh, Southbounder. That's cool.
What's that song? Oh, no. I'm thinking of what's the one? It's not from the Dukes of Hazzard. What is it? Eastbound and Down. Roll it up and truck it. That's not about trains, is it? No, that's a trucking song.
Who's it by?
I don't know. I
don't know pop culture.
Got a long way to go and a short time to get. It's eastbound like a bit. It's Smokey and the Bandits. That's the theme song to Smokey and the Bandits.
That's impressive.
Smokey and the Bandit. S or no S. You know, my childhood was so long ago, I can't remember if it's Smokey and the Bandit or Smokey and the Bandits.
It's okay. Let that go. Just let it go. It feels good to let it go.
I have so much stuff to let go right now that I can't let it all go. Like what? I said like, and I've been saying
that was legitimate use of the word like. You were saying, for example, I guess, in like.
You're right. Okay, but I'm so scarred now by the usage of the word.
Traumatized.
I'm the fire department clerk, and our annual business meeting is coming up, and I have to legally warn it.
Ooh.
And I was supposed to send everything into the newspapers last night and put all the I said put the warning up at the town clerk's office and the library and all the billboard areas in town, and I forgot to do it.
Oh man, you're in trouble.
It's bad. I'm gonna do it tonight.
That's so bad.
Is this considered legal warning right now? I legally warn the residents of Tunbridge. It
probably is.
That on March 14th, I think, is that the second Thursday of the month, our fire department business meeting will commence at the town hall. Does this count? No.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Doesn't actually.
You warned everybody. I mean, it sounds funny because a warning is like, watch out, don't come.
Warning seems negative. I hate.
Well, it seems like you're trying to drive people away. Like, make sure you don't go to that.
Right.
We're warning you.
Or if you do go, you might want to vote me out as clerk because I'm clearly doing a terrible job.
And don't say we didn't tell you.
I keep those guys on task, though, during the meeting. They tend to wander, and they tend to sometimes... I sit in the middle of the table, and the people who are all about business are to the left of me.
Yeah.
And the people who are kind of being goofy are to the right of me. Mm-hmm. And that includes my brother-in-law, who's usually pierced a hole in his water bottle and is sort of squirting people who are unaware with his water bottle throughout the meeting.
Nice.
Right, because basically that's the for 12-year-olds and under to my right side. And to my left are the people talking and getting things done.
And evidently being goofy doesn't disqualify you from being on the fire department.
No, they're very good firemen.
Yeah.
Include my brother-in-law who likes to squirt people. Particularly he likes to squirt you in your pants so it looks like you wet your pants.
Smart.
Right.
I mean,
so.
Yeah, if you're going to do it at all, you might as well have the biggest possible impact. Anyway. But, I think you guys ought to start talking now.
So I usually have to give them the evil eye over there. Say, pipe down.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah. You're going to have to start talking now. I always can hear you. I just interrupt.
I know. It's funny. It's like sort of having these parallel sentences going. So
it's my superpower. I can hear everything you say while I'm talking over you, which is not an
but then sometimes you don't leave the space for me to have like the second half of the sentence has to fit somewhere. It's like a puzzle. So, okay.
I'm a bad fire department clerk and a bad co-DJ.
Okay.
It's just the truth.
All I wanted to say was that you need to start talking about the haunted house or whatever it's called, the haunted forest now with the fire department because they screwed up last year.
I know. I think I'm not going to try to. I think I'm just going to say...
You're just going to skip it this year?
I'm just going to say, you know what? It's really fun and cool and it could be awesome, but I don't have enough energy in me.
I am so glad to hear you say that because I think you in terms of letting go of some stuff, that would be a good thing to let go of. Yeah. Let somebody else do it this year. There's so many people that can do it.
They won't though. That's my problem. Is I'm a micromanager and a control freak. So when people aren't doing things that they should be doing, I just step in and do them. Yeah. And I need to not do that.
Could do something different.
I totally could.
There's lots of other stuff we could do. There's so many things we could do, which gets me really excited. Just thinking about all the possible things that we could do. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's if you're having a problem in your life.
I get more excited about the things that I don't have to do. This is way more exciting to me.
The things you don't have to do, sort of the negative version of the same idea.
Are like,
I'm so excited. I don't
have
to do
up
that.
And the sun shines when I hear something's been canceled.
Yeah. I agree. That's good. Like, I'll wake up and I'll say, oh, great, I don't have to do the radio show today. No, it's more like, oh, great, I did it yesterday. So that's cool. Today I can just stay home and like write more poetry.
This is my first time interacting with humans all week.
Oh, we'll get into that. It's time for a song, but let's talk about that because I had a similar kind of a week. I know you had a lot of interactions with sheep of all kinds, but as far as people, and it was the same for me for different reasons, but let's go to a song first.
What are you going to play?
This is called River of Whiskey, which is kind of, I sort of thought about whiskey a lot this week.
And it's not your song.
No, it's
I'm hearing some River of Light, River of Whiskey.
Yeah. No, it's kind of different, but this is Doug Anderson.
Okay.
So here we go.
He went to college, but it didn't work out. Tried to hand out working till the money ran out. Turned to the bottle and he hit his stride. River of whiskey, found his ride. Living in a shack on a rocky dead end. Rich folks live up around the bend. They got 3 dogs and they share his ways. On a river of whiskey, to spend their days. River of whiskey, peace in the soul. Got tired of working and growing old. River of whiskey, leave me alone. Gonna live my life on the whiskey home. 60s trial that he rides downtown. 6-pack in a bottle, pour another round. Let the world live well, mama, let it go to hell. On a river of whiskey, got stories to tell. People keep saying that his life ain't real. He don't feel nothing except what he feels. People got money and power and fame, but a river of whiskey sings his own name. River of whiskey, peace in my soul. Got tired of working and growing old. River of whiskey, leave me alone. Gonna live my life on the whiskey home. River of whiskey, leave me alone. Gonna live my life on whiskey home.
Doug Anderson, River of Whiskey. Maybe not the perfect song for like 11 o'clock at the morning. Not
perfect for some people.
Maybe a few people think about whiskey now, but
it is 5 o'clock somewhere. Like where though?
Well, yeah, that's true. We have people listening in different countries where it might be just the right time to have a shot of whiskey. So more power to you.
Isn't there some breakfast food that has whiskey in it? Maybe
Captain Crunch.
No, I was thinking more of like I'm saying like in a okay way right now. I was thinking of perhaps Bloody Marys don't have whiskey. What do you mix whiskey with? There was whiskey a solo. See, I'm not enough of an alcoholic to understand.
Such a baby.
Understand? No, yeah. You can mix whiskey
you can have
with
it. You know what?
Coke, right? No, that's yeah.
You can.
Isn't Jack Daniel's whiskey?
Yeah.
I have an alcoholic friend who drinks Jack and Coke.
Okay,
so that's a thing.
You can put whiskey into anything. Let's just get that on the table.
Does it have is whiskey one with a taste or not a taste?
It's got a big,
yellowy,
big taste.
What's it taste like? I can't remember. I know I've had it, but I can't remember.
It tastes smoky.
Burny.
Yeah, like bourbon.
Like it's ripping your throat out when you swallow it.
Yeah,
and people like this.
I like it when I'm like getting ready to do a vocal. A shot of whiskey is a great thing. But anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about before the break, which was
paint thinnery or something.
Kind of.
Okay, what?
Rot gut whiskey is what you're thinking of.
I don't know what I'm thinking of. Is that going to fall off the table? I just am
No, it's
worried about
okay.
your equipment.
Yeah, let me just push it slightly towards you.
Okay.
There. Okay, so you were saying you hadn't come off the hill all week.
No.
Did you see any people besides your family? I mean, you hardly saw your family.
I didn't see my family. My kids are awake this week.
And John was at the legislature.
And John left before 6 a.m. and got home at bedtime, basically.
Right.
The only person I saw a little bit of was Lisa, whose horse is at my house.
Yeah.
A couple times. Because she helped me with some lamb
business. I saw Casey, who came over to look at the cabin. And that was it. Yeah. Except I had that one trip down to Chelsea to go to Will's store. And it was a fail.
Oh, wait. I saw our neighbor, Bucky, who delivered some hay at one point.
Yeah.
If I am not around people, I am completely out of tune with human interactions.
Well, do you think that's why it just didn't work out for me at Will's?
What happened?
The interaction was so strange that I thought maybe I had lost all my social skills. I would say something.
You never know what's going to happen when you go into Will's.
It's the chit-chat thing where I actually tried to chit-chat. Yeah. I tried to say stuff like, oh, it's really cold up at my house, or it's windy. And he'd say, that'll be $9.03. Like, that's his response to my trying to chit-chat.
Cut your small talk off?
Yeah, I tried a second chit-chat, which was also weather-related, which is usually a safe bet, right?
I guess.
Same kind of thing. Like, he was still worried about the 3 pennies. I gave him a $10 bill. But it was $9.03. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't taking care of that. Like, I could have reached in my purse to try to find the 3 pennies to help him out. And I didn't because I was so discombobulated. I was trying to chit-chat.
Yeah.
I couldn't do 2 things at once. I
totally understand that feeling. Yep.
I fell apart.
I get it.
And it was awkward.
I have a very weird anxiety about checking out at places too. And especially if anyone's in back of me, or if I have to write a check, I freak out about how long it's taking me to write a check, and then I sign my name like wrong or something.
Right. But this was just me. This was just the 2 of us.
Well, sometimes
it was
that
late
can be
at night. I was just buying tuna fish for the cats, and or maybe half and half. But it was late at night. It was just the 2 of us, and it really went badly. And when he opened the door for me, because they always do at Will's, I felt like he didn't want to open the door for me.
I'm sure he wanted to open the door for you.
Leave! Okay, I'll get over it. It's all right. But that was my one interaction with a human, so I just came back and I said, all you're good for is editing poetry, so just get back and do what you're good at. Don't try to go and be a socialite in a village of, 1,200 people.
You guys have 1,200? We only have 900 or something.
I think it's over 1,000 in Chelsea. It is the county seat.
True.
You might have more sheep, though.
Yeah.
In Tunbridge.
A lot of sheep.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Obfuscation.
You should have asked him, you should have said something cute like, it's about time your creamy machine started up again.
I should have. In fact, it would probably be helpful if I would make a list and just
Emily
write.
Would like that creamy machine being turned on soon.
I could write on my palm, just little,
and then check it really.
Yeah, just kind of casually look down.
Oh, yeah.
And have some cool stuff. Like I could say something about the popcorn machine, or like they have all.
The thing that cooks the hot dogs is kind of fascinating. It just rolls them all day long.
Really?
Over heated rollers. That can't be right. Can't be good.
What do you mean? That it's not healthy?
No, I mean, is a hot dog really supposed to just be like rolled around on a hot roller all day? What happens?
It doesn't matter. It's not real food anyway.
Well, I know that, but
you can do anything with stuff that's half plastic.
Makes me a little nervous to have it in motion.
Well, you're not going to eat it.
No, I'm not.
No, you're going to eat the popcorn and the creamies.
I don't really like popcorn. I like creamies, though. Yeah.
All right.
And in case anybody from Will's is listening, I specifically like it when you put the creamy machine half vanilla and half black raspberry. That's the best.
Okay.
They only did it at the very end of the summer, and so I didn't have it for very long last year.
Yeah, and I get
everybody wants maple.
I get those like gooey muffins in the back that are homemade. They're wrapped up in a piece of saran wrap. Somebody made them. Yeah. They're super gushy. Like they fall apart when you eat them.
Cinnamon bun ones. I like the cinnamon bun ones.
I didn't try those. I get like mixed berry.
Oh, I just don't want berries in my food or raisins or nuts. Those things are things that I don't want in my food.
Huh.
People ruin perfectly good brownies all the time by putting nuts in them.
Okay, I'm not going to talk about this with you again.
And chocolate chip cookies that you think are chocolate chip cookies, and then you bite it and it's a stinking little raisin.
We're so much on the different side of this. Like I like
you prefer the raisin cookies.
Well, I like my mom. My mom used to make these oatmeal raisin cookies, and sometimes she'd put chocolate chips in, and that was the cat's meow.
With the raisins?
Yeah.
Oh, that seems terrible.
It worked.
You know what? Why you gotta shrink and shrivel up these perfectly nice fruits?
You don't have to. It's not bothering you.
Well,
it's not any sweat off your back.
What would it look like if you just took a cookie and you threw a bunch of grapes in it? That would be weird.
If you feel oppressed by raisins,
I just don't like them.
I am sorry for you. You have been
leathery.
You have been sequestered this week. You have been on the
mummified
farm too much.
Some things, little mummified things.
I think you need a little more practice during the week. Do you talk to the sheep? Of course you talk to the sheep. You talk a lot to them.
I do.
And I talk to my cats.
I probably say like too much to them too.
You know what I'm worried about? This is kind of a strange thing to worry about. But I'm worried that when I talk to my cats, because I do a lot, I have conversations.
They're secretly recording you?
Yes, on my laptop, of course, has a microphone, and even though I've turned it off, I think the NSA turns that stuff on whenever they feel like it.
Well, you don't have an Alexa or anything, do you? Those do hear you.
No, but I think all our devices are surveilling us, and so I just wonder: is somebody going to reveal these tapes of me 5 years from now of talking to my cats?
Yeah,
because I will be embarrassed by that.
I think as long as you don't run for office or something, nobody's going to care about your cat talking tapes.
If Marianne Williamson can run for president, who knows what's going to happen to me in 5 years?
Maybe why don't you? You run for president.
We need a poet president.
That would be just a good way to figure out who's got dirt on you anyway. Just run for something, and then everyone will say bad stuff about you.
But if they have dirt on everybody, then what? At a certain point, it's going to be so what?
We're all dirty.
We all have the same dirt on us, and it'll just become passé. So I think at a point, there's going to be a turning point with all this surveillance where it just doesn't matter anymore. Ho-hum, so what if I was texting in the bathroom and you recorded, You know what I'm saying?
I guess. I've
they're doing it to everybody, so who cares?
I feel kind of sadly dirtless. I should have done more bad stuff in my life.
Well, I actually do care. I'm saying who cares? I care.
Oh.
That's why
I
might get rid of my phone.
I can't think of many things that are top secret about me, really. I mean, pretty much I am not good at hiding flaws. They're right here.
It's true,
on
but
display.
You're not like me. See, I talk about a lot of subversive things in my free time.
Oh.
Lots and lots of subversive things.
Sometimes I do talk smack about people sometimes.
I don't mean gossip.
I do that. I really do that. And
but
I need to stop, I guess.
Yeah.
Why, though?
Nobody's going to spread. The NSA doesn't care about what you're saying about your neighbors or your sisters. They want to know if you're an enemy of the state.
I'm secretly really much more judgmental than I appear to be on the outside. I guess that's my biggest.
But you squelch it constantly.
Nastiness.
You push it down. When it bubbles up, you push it back down with all your might.
But my sisters and I were talking about it. It's a family trait. We all are little gossip mongers.
Well,
and I don't mean to be.
But three sisters, you have to be.
I'm a kind person, actually, and I don't wish.
But that's
wish anything bad on anybody, really. And
that's part of the definition of having sisters.
Then every once in a while, it kind of delights me to talk smack about people.
Okay, there's worse habits like being drunk.
Yeah, I'm not that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of know what that's like. So
this was our week. We were supposed to get drunk and then record ourselves. Hey,
I saw so many pictures of you with lambs and sheep and dying sheep. I thought she can't hang out with me. Plus, I was so like I was really.
You wouldn't have wanted to hang out with me this week. I was not in a good place. I was cranky.
I know. I was following you on Facebook.
And covered in fecal matter most of the time.
Well, I know. You were there like pulling lambs out of uteruses.
Well,
and
I thought that did. It was super dead.
What was what was super dead?
The last one I pulled out was super dead.
Oh, the twin. Or you don't call them twins.
Well, it's still a twin.
It was a twin.
And now its mom is going to be super dead when I get home, and I don't want to go back to it. I know I'm not doing anything blatantly wrong, but if I was a smarter, better, longer time farmer, maybe these things wouldn't happen.
I think you're always going to have some problems with things dying on a farm.
I guess. I mean,
it might be tough. It's definitely tough.
It shouldn't be as tough as it is. I'm not very matter of fact about it. I get really emotional about it, which is dumb.
But it's balanced. But I think it's a balance to all that joy that you get when you go out and you get to lean on the fence and look at sheep and like interact with sheep all the time. And so that's kind of the price you pay, because I think about that in the future. Like, I would love to have more animals, but then I think, can I deal with all that death?
Well, I mean, there isn't always death. I mean,
well, I have 3 cats that are all the same age, and they're all going to start dying soon. They're not the same age.
One is the mom of the other one.
Yeah, but that's like a year apart. It was a teenage mother from Will's store. That cat was a stray cat at Will's store.
That's why that cat is mean to its baby. It says, "You stole my childhood."
Possibly.
That's why Rosie.
She has a point.
That's why Rosie is mad at Is Daisy her baby?
No, it's Noodles the baby.
Noodles the baby of Rosie.
Yeah, they're all getting along okay. No, of Daisy.
Oh, Rosie's nobody's mom?
No, that's why they all used to gang up on her, but now they all gang up on Noodle. But now they're pretty much getting along.
Well, Noodle has a very short tail. I could see her being prime bullying material.
They're all doing great. Oh, but they're going to die soon. But that should be all right with me, because I've been able to live with them since like 2004.
Are you going to get more cats or no more cats?
I'm going to get lots of stuff. I don't know what.
You want a house lamb?
No.
I don't.
I mean,
really.
I could if I build a new studio. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Maybe it should have like a lamb pen attached to it or something. I mean, just do something different. For a change. I always used to fantasize about having a horse barn with a library on the second floor with a big fireplace.
Oh, right? Have you read Madeleine L'Engle? I can never say her last name, even though she's one of my favorite authors. A whole bunch of her books follow this family who have a house on an island that's a converted stable, and the stalls are mostly full of books, and each stall is a different kind of category of book.
I didn't read that.
This is the children's book stall. This is the philosophy stall.
Well, maybe I did read it.
Which one was it? It was not the Arm of the Starfish. Maybe it was Arm.
But I
don't remember.
I actually wanted the horses. I wanted the horses underneath the living space.
Our friends Tina and Bri have horses in their house. It's really cool.
Yeah, because you like to hear the sounds of horses chewing, especially. That's a great sound. Like if I could go to sleep with the sound of horses chewing their hay, that would make me like that would. You would have to be
feeding them all the time.
That would change my whole life.
Chew all night.
Well, sometimes I don't know. Maybe not all night. I mean, just for as long as it took me to get to sleep, they could be chewing. I could time it just right. But I think it would transform my whole life.
Tina and Bri's horses are actually in their mudroom, kind of, so you can open. And they keep their refrigerator in their mudroom because they have a strange sort of off the grid house. But it's brick floor out there, so the horses come in and out and stick their head in their front door, and you can hear the little clops on the sort of cobblestoney sound.
That's awesome.
It's a nice sound when you go over there for dinner.
Oh, time for another song.
Oh, good.
This is Smoking Grass.
We played this before.
Well, of course, we always play stuff from Smoking Grass. It's the name of the band. It's not the track. I don't even know what the song is called. We'll find out. It just because it was a bootleg copy and it just says Smoking Grass 01.
Okay.
So, here we go.
You go. Play it.
Job that I didn't like much. Had a hot rod pickup that no one could touch. Well, I used to have a wife, but she left me one day. Now I'm drinking my troubles away. I got a $2 bill in my pocket. I got 2 quarters and a Canadian dime. But that's more than enough to buy another shot of tequila with salt and lime. And we're all the same in the end. I got a $2 bill in my pocket. I got 2 quarters and a Canadian dime. But that's more than enough to buy another shot of tequila with salt and lime. Job that I didn't like much. Had a hot rod pickup that no one could touch. Well, I used to have a wife, but she left me one day. Now I'm drinking my troubles away. I got a $2 bill in my pocket. I got 2 quarters and a Canadian dime. But that's more than enough to buy another shot of tequila with salt and lime.
Wow, slick ending. I love endings like that. It's fun to play in a band and like have a stop at the end. Like
you all have to be really on the same page for that to happen. You can't just be jamming away.
Well, you have to actually rehearse.
And maybe,
which is fun.
Look at
if you can
your music
afford
or whatever.
To rehearse, you would rehearse. Yeah, so
I gotta say, I can't go. Eli's always got guitar lessons on Mondays with Patrick Ross up in Newbury, which is about an 1.5-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I have school meeting this Monday night, so I felt guilty, but I gotta send my dad all the way up there. But my dad has a camp.
He'll have fun.
My dad has a camp in Newbury, and he and Pat are friends, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I felt guilty saying, "Can you drive my kid an 1.5 hours for a guitar lesson?" But
well, you'll do it for as long as you can do it, and then you'll stop doing it because you do that stuff, you get inspired. Sometimes I think you just need a few lessons to get inspired, and then just play for a while.
Definitely.
So What do you think about that PEZ Easter egg hunt in Connecticut in 2016? I always meant to get your opinion on that.
I know not of what you
don't know about that? Where the parents all started...
PEZ makes Easter eggs?
They have an Easter egg hunt that they host for the community.
PEZ.
It's famous.
Yucky, those little chalky things.
Yeah. PEZ.
I've never heard of this.
Well, the parents started to, storm the field and trample the children. And
Why?
Break their baskets and push them in the mud. It was just greedy parents. Greedy parents.
They wanted PEZ?
They wanted to find the Easter eggs.
We have an Easter egg hunt in town, and the parents all just stand around going, oh, great. Just what our kids need, more sugar.
Well, this is like you did a warning about the fire department. This is a warning about Easter egg hunts. Be careful because they can get out of control.
Rowdy.
I have a couple other random questions for you. Okay.
All right.
Okay, question. Is there a polar bear invasion happening in Russia?
I doubt it.
Yes or no?
Because no. I think no. They're going extinct, the poor things.
No,
maybe they're invading because they're really mad.
Well, their habitat is changing, so they're moving.
Yeah.
And they are invading some towns.
I mean, they're in Russia, right? I don't know about this invasion.
Well, it's not something you need to worry about. I just wondered if you knew.
I don't think it can be considered an invasion if they're in their
Well, they're taking over human habit, what has formerly been human habitat, so it's not their natural habitat.
Before it was human habitat, it probably belonged to the
Look,
polar
I'm
bears.
not blaming the polar bears for what they're doing. I'm on their side, probably. But if I lived there, it would be problematic for me. I would
don't live where the polar bears
I'm not.
are.
Okay, second question.
Everybody keeps saying shark-infested waters. They're not infested.
I don't say that.
I'm not saying you. I said everybody. Everybody except for you.
Shark-infested waters.
But this is like a polar bear invasion. Why are people acting like sharks are infesting their waters? That's actually where the sharks live. Maybe this is people-infested waters who are angry that the sharks are already there. Same with the polar bears. Okay? If you don't like them invading your town, your town is probably a place where the polar bears are supposed to be and you're not.
I think you're being a little churlish.
I guess.
You know what that means?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Of course I know what churlish means.
I don't. I had to look it up.
I'm churlish a lot.
Well, that's cool. For people who don't know what it means someone lacking. Well, a churl is a like you could be a churl, in which case you would be lacking in civility. And if you go to the Merriam-Webster webpage dictionary, you will see on the sidebar the trending words of the day. And it so happens that churlish is one of the trending words currently, along with perdition and
Pernicious.
and trenchant. Perdition.
But perdition is...
Do you know what perdition is?
Is just another form of perdicious, isn't it?
No.
What? Those aren't two totally separate words.
No, it's like destruction or hell or something. Perdition.
But what does pernicious mean?
I've never heard that. I mean, delicious, a word. I've heard.
Well, it's not that word.
Okay.
I have trouble looking up things now because our cats ate the whole K section out of our diary. What do you call that thing? Dictionary. They didn't eat the K section.
You know,
you
told me you told me that years ago because that happened so long ago that you have not been using that dictionary.
No, it's not true. We have lots of dictionaries.
Yeah.
It was the big one though. It was the big one it was the go-to dictionary. Oh, my phone is ringing.
Okay, I just want to tell you quickly why churlish is one of the trending words right now, because you didn't want to guess. It's because the Michael Cohen hearings. And so he said in his closing statement something about Trump being churlish. And so that's what happens.
I think churlish is a too sophisticated word to use.
Well, there's a lot of fancy words out there that people kind of like to throw around.
Let's stop using the fancy words on him. Let's just use the simple words because they'll suit him better, like bratty.
Well, that's true. That has a more immediate impact. And it doesn't make you sound like you're superior. I mean, calling somebody a brat doesn't mean you're above them. It just means they're a brat. Right? It doesn't have that double. Whereas you call someone churlish,
save the
you're
fancy
implying
words
superiority.
that deserve them.
Well, big words, fancy words, I don't know. I think a lot of times people use big words to obfuscate. That's why I said that word earlier, to obfuscate. That's also a big word, but that's one that I've sort of adopted as a pet. Sometimes you can take on a word and you can try to bring it down you can kind of ground it into common language. So obfuscate, that's not too hard, to sort of hide the truth with that. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about the truth a little bit.
You and I have the complete opposite theory about our sweater cuffs, I've noticed. You like them to be super loose.
Yeah.
You always stretch out your sweater cuffs, and I like them to be super tight and snuggy on my wrists.
I beg to differ. They stretch themselves.
No, they don't. It's because you roll them up to your armpits.
But I have to because I'm always going to the sink to clean up
I don't like
stuff.
I don't like going to the sink. I don't do that very much.
Yes, you do.
But I just push them like this. And then they stay in their places because they're snug.
Well, that's true. There is a problem here. I admit that I have a problem with my clothing. I have a malfunction. But you don't have to count it.
Sorry.
Count it as
I interrupted you anyway, as always.
Freaking deal.
As
yeah,
usual.
we were going to try to fit in some personal growth today. Which we've kind of been avoiding. Just because we don't want to have to deal with the real things about life that are, plague us.
I'm trying to wean myself off the word like. That's sort of personal growth, isn't it?
Well, here's something that I think you'll be able to tackle with alacrity.
Okay.
I don't know what alacrity means. That just came out, so we can look that up. But anyway, here's the question. So the question is, and I got this out of a book today. I'm just going to admit it. I was reading, and so the question is, what is the one thing that most keeps you from being yourself?
Fear. Always fear. Fear, 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 fear.
Okay, fair. That's a fair answer, I'd say. Yeah, I'd say for me, it's sort of having to deal with my own personality and, worrying about how I'm perceived and how people are going to, how personalities interact is of, a lot of focus. We all have a lot of this conscious focus on how our personalities are interacting instead of, how our divinity is interacting. That's a lot. That would be a lot easier if we just kind of.
What do you mean divinity? What is your definition?
Well, just kind of that namaste part of everybody, where it's just we're all human and we all are kind of the same, right?
Yeah.
And the heart. We could just say the heart.
Okay.
So, but personalities tend to kind of loom large, and we scare each other. Back to fear. Relating this to your fear, we kind of scare the heck out of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how could you change that?
Which one?
Fear.
I don't know. If I knew that, if everybody knew that. Fear is probably the basis of all bad things.
Possibly.
I mean, everyone does bad things out of the fear of something, right?
Mm-hmm.
It seems benign. Sort of fear is it's not some aggressive thing you're doing to people, but I think it still creates everything. The people who do bad things to other people, they're doing them out of some form of fear that that other person's going to overpower them first, or
yes, the perpetrators.
There's lots of reasons why fear is the enemy.
Yeah, I think fear makes us not feel quite right when we wake up in the morning. And I spent a little more time thinking about it this morning and I wanted to just point out a couple of things very particular to our time and place in this world. One thing is cognitive dissonance, which again is using some big words, but I've thought about that phrase for a long time because I think it's super, super important today. Because it's basically it's trying to describe how you feel when people are lying to you. You have a sense of cognitive dissonance. Maybe you don't even know that they're lying to you, but you can feel it, right? Or you don't have proof that they're lying to you. And that's an equally kind of awkward, dissonant situation. So I think that's going on a lot of different levels today.
Or what if the opposite? What if you just assume everyone's lying to you because you have just trust issues and maybe they're not?
Well, that's paranoia. So that's it's a flip side maybe of the whole thing is paranoia, where you've kind of given up that there could be kind of real human interaction that's meaningful, i.e. love. But we can't give up on love.
No, that would be bad.
Yeah. But we have to work on some of these other things, like how do we address the fact that there's so much lying going on and it's hard to figure out what the truth is. It's kind of a tough one.
Also, that, lying used to be the worst thing ever. I remember growing up and my parents always said things like, it doesn't really matter what you did, we'll figure it out, but just don't lie about it. Like lying was and that's something I tell my kids, but the world in general has taken away the evilness of it. Now it's just like,
it's a
someone
game.
lied. Oh well, no big deal. And I kind of wish we could get back to that place where it was the worst thing you could do, basically.
Right. It's almost like the powers that be have gamified everything. So everything's just a game, and whoever can outwit the other person using whatever means goes to the top. And, it's all about power and control. Whereas really...
It doesn't really matter how you get there, yeah.
Yeah, but that's not really what we should... That's not really living. There's no purpose to a life if that's what you're doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just feel like truth should be put on a pedestal again.
Well, let's start here.
Okay. Sometimes we're too truthful, though. Like, really, people are sick of listening to our truths.
Well, but I don't think you can be too truthful. I mean, there are consequences to being very truthful.
I guess
so
I don't
you have
mean
to.
truth. I mean
frank,
blunt,
frank,
or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you can lose friends, you can lose, fans, you can lose listeners, people can hate you because of what you say. But if you're telling the truth, you're not really. There's something wrong with what you're doing. You're just going to have to accept the consequences that come from
there's
having
also truth and opinion. That. We blurt out a lot of opinions. That doesn't make them. That's the one area where people can have separate truths, obviously, because
right. And opinion is just
I feel
how
about
you're
something
perceiving
is not
things.
How maybe you feel about something, and that's okay.
Yeah, you don't have to think that your opinion is always going to be right. It's just this is what I'm assessing things currently, and this is my opinion about it, but I'm open to changing with new information. So it's always about being flexible and being open to new information. But people should be able to speak freely. Like the freedom of speech is really important right now. So we can sort things out. People should be able to say anything about anything and question. Yeah, this whole thing of like having, political correctness, it's like it's getting so stupid. Oh, we got to go. We've got less than a minute. Okay, so this great discussion. We're glad we have shared this discussion with you, and we'll continue it with you. So stay in touch with us online and all that stuff.
11thhourradio.com. And thank you to our sponsors and underwriters. And are you going to play something as we go out?
Yeah, we're going to listen to Ariel Zevon, a track called... Where is that track? I don't even see it here. It's called Je Mon.
That's still the last track, it looks like, that you're on.
No, here's...
Does Ariel speak French?
Oh, there it is.
She must.
Yeah, she did. She grew up in Paris.
What?
Yeah, part of
Did I know that?
Okay, we gotta sign off. So thanks for listening.
Catch us next Friday. Same place, same time.
Et que je me trouve dans le noir, je maintiendrai quand le soleil me brûle et je suis